I have hired hundreds of salespeople in my entire career. And in those 16 years, my biggest challenge consistently has been managing those very same salespeople. I've read all the books, I've taken the trainings, I bought the courses, but it never quite worked out the way I wanted it to work. And it wasn't until I connected with Rhen Bartlett that all the pieces started falling together. If you don't know Rhen, in 2022, he was wholesaling 100 plus houses per month. Like myself, he's actually hired hundreds of salespeople, but what he did differently was he got the formula right. He's got the salespeople working in a way where they're inspired to work hard to hit their goals for their very own reasons. And I got to witness it myself because Rhen is helping my team, helping Jaden in our organization manage our salespeople more effectively. But, enough from me. Let's hear from Rhen himself.
Hey, I appreciate that, Steve. We've ran big wholesale organizations. Over the past 6 years, I've dedicated my life to building a massive sales floor that annually exceeded $20 million. At any given time, we would have over 50 acquisition reps, 30, 40 disposition reps, closing north of 120, 125 deals per month. And I bet it seems like you're always the bad guy, always tearing your hair out, trying to get your sales reps to perform, spending sleepless nights figuring out what is the perfect equation, what is the order of operations in which it takes to reach maximal performance on a sales floor. We're going to go over 3 big things today. First, it's my 8 steps to take that emotion away from leading a sales management team in order to create a predictable and realizable revenue cycle that allows you to hit your numbers consistently and really exceed your projections. We're never gonna say managers because managers operate from the rear and manage the numbers of the past. Instead, we're gonna spin that upside down on his head and take a huge paradigm shift, and we're gonna lead our sales teams now. The second thing is we're gonna go over how you can turn that monster of a headache, which is your sales team now, and create an efficient and productive sales organization that busts through the ceilings of what you thought was possible. And that's just about moving from management to leading. And that's Sales Leadership 2.0. The reason that we say leading and not managing is because you're creating the tone, the culture, the accountability, and the expectation of what it takes to drive forward profitability through the performance of your sales organization. And all your salespeople need to do is follow a system. The third thing is an exclusive program with Steve Trang and I that is 12 months where we hold your hand and walk you through step by step the systems and process in order to take this paradigm shift from an underperformance of a management team to leading excellent execution through Sales Leadership 2.0. We only have 30 seats available, so space is limited. Make sure that you take action on this opportunity so you can get rid of the headache and the countless sleepless nights in order to dominate this downturn and survive and come out the other side and thrive. Are you ready to get started? So this is the 8 steps of sales leadership. Why go through this? The bottom line is the way that you lead and manage your sales organization directly contributes to the profit of what you're trying to exceed inside of an organization just like yours. If you're looking to motivate, inspire, educate, and train your sales team, keep watching the steps below. First off, we're going to talk about the 4 pillars of a sales rep. That's attitude, work ethic, skill set, and strategy. The first 2 are owned solely by the sales rep, their attitude and work ethic. That's how they show up every single day. The attitude that they have and the work ethic that they put in embodies their culture, it embodies what we're looking for in a sales rep, and it's the only path to success as far as I'm concerned of what they got to show up and do every single day. The second 2 is strategy and skill set. These are owned by both the sales leader and the sales rep. It's the sales leader's job to help them craft a winning strategy so they can be more productive and more efficient in order to get more closed deals. The fourth one is skill set. This is still owned by the sales leader and the sales rep. It is our job to help them sharpen their skill set so that they can continue to educate and dominate through their journey and their career within your organization. We want to make sure we set really clear upfront expectations. It's one thing to say these things, but it is crucially important to create clarity of the role and what it's going to take to be successful for that rep before they ever join your organization. Then we're going to talk about why Proper recruiting and onboarding is super important to creating a culture that drives profitability. The next thing we're gonna jump into is my absolute favorite, and this separates the men from the boys or the women from the gals, and that is pipeline management. We're gonna walk you through a step-by-step process of exactly how to effectively manage a rep's pipeline so you can turn those cold, motivated sellers into warm, and the warms into hot, and the hots into contracts. From there, we're gonna move on to understanding your sales reps, building and impacting their deeper why, driving their performance. We're gonna let them create their own KPIs because we know authorship equals ownership. And if you hand them a set of numbers and say, hey, you have to hit these numbers every day, they're never gonna believe in it. But if we can have them write their own KPIs and then tie them back to their deeper why, we will be able to move mountains. There's so many benefits to learning your reps' deeper why. We can create more clarity, hold them more accountable. When we do that, we build more trust. Once we build more trust, they're gonna listen to our coaching. Once they listen to our coaching, they're gonna be more successful. Once they're more successful, they're gonna build more trust, more coaching, more performance, more trust, more coaching, more performance, and you're gonna create a flywheel of performance effect. Next, we're gonna talk about the rule of thirds. Large organizations and small organizations all fall under the rule of thirds, meaning 1/3 of your organization are gonna be promoters. The middle third are gonna fall into the neutral category, and the bottom third are gonna be considered detractors. We're gonna teach you not only how to identify those, but also how to level them up or level them out of your organization so you are truly creating a culture that inspires and dominates. The next thing we're going to talk about is how to have proper extreme accountability conversations. We're going to tie it back to their why. We're going to front load that accountability conversation with extreme clarity. And then once we have to have that accountability conversation, it becomes a very easy conversation to have. Tying it back to why they show up to your organization every day and how it impacts their life well beyond the workplace. Next, we're gonna discover and unpack how to build a unique championship language inside of your organization. We believe that language is the most powerful tool that we have as sales leaders. We have to be able to develop this language, which develops the culture, which can embody passion and continue to drive performance well beyond what we thought was possible. Language is so crucial to this process. And if you don't have a championship language, you will never build a championship team. We're gonna talk about coaching reps, not the numbers. Every rep is unique. They all have different driving factors. They all have different whys. They all have different personalities. And we're gonna talk about how to make it not so KPI centric, but more personal rep centric so we can understand the person and then coach to how they need to be coached. All of our reps have different skill sets, different strengths, different backgrounds of experience. And if we try to coach them all the same, we will not get systematic, repeatable results. And so it's super important to get down on their level and be influenced before trying to be influential. This way, we have a very in-depth understanding of how to push the gas and how to push the brake inside of their career so that they can ultimately find success and go out and accomplish the things that are important to them. We're going to be talking about how to gamify training, how to create the most diverse and intentional training program there is for your company. Think about training a championship caliber team, an NFL team, an NBA team. They all have very strict, intentional training programs. How they start and finish practice is exactly the same every day. The way that they work on fundamentals, the way that they teach and coach the X and O's. We're going to help craft that for your organization. Guys, does this make sense? I hope that it does. Once you bring in these steps, you will see instant difference. The way that your reps carry themselves, their engagement, your net promoter score, and most of all, their performance. These 8 steps are why I was able to build a sales floor that produced over $20 million annually in wholesale profits. If you take and embrace these same steps, I know for a fact it's going to work in your organization too. Now, we only have 30 seats available in this classroom. I can't work with everybody. This is super personalized and super custom to your organization. I will personally work with each and every one of you to craft the language, the culture, the KPIs, the 15th and 30-day protocols, and help you go home with a toolbox for leadership that is going to drive results. I hope that you can take advantage of this opportunity. During this 2-day workshop, I'm going to be going over these 8 steps and so much more that I didn't even have time to mention in this video. I'm going to personally sit down with you on a one-on-one basis and make sure that you have the tools that are going to get you success. This sales leadership program has a money-back guarantee. If you don't see improvement in your revenue numbers, improvement in culture, improvement in accountability, we personally guarantee to refund the full amount of your payment. I want you to be blown away, or we will personally write a check back to you on the spot. The cost of this program is only $2,500 a month or $25,000 a year if you want to pay in full up front. That is less than one wholesale deal to change the culture, to dominate the downturn, and to make sure that you're building on a good foundation that is going to take you to the next level. If you don't have a sales team, please don't fill out the form. This program is not for you. We only have very limited seats. So if you're not going to come in and take action, again, this is not for you. Please don't fill out the form. There are a few things that you got to be down for if you're going to sign up for this workshop. You got to be trainable, you got to be coachable, and you got to be honest. You need to come in with an open mind because this is a paradigm shift. These sales tactics, these management tactics, these leadership lessons, they've never been taught before. This is going to be the first time that you've been introduced to this material, and we really want people that are bought into this vision, want to grow their sales team, and create a different culture and a different standard of excellence for their company. I'm about to drop the link for you to apply. Oh, and hey, I almost forgot. If you sign up today, my good friend Steve Trang is going to throw in 12 months of his rep sales training for free. That's a $15,000 value at no additional cost to you. Imagine each and every week having your sales team jump on one of Steve's sales training calls and sharpen their axe while you're breaking out this new toolbox of sales leadership skills. What an amazing opportunity this is, and do not let this pass you up. There will not be an offer nowhere in the industry like this. Once you filled out the form, one of our sales millionaire advocates will reach out with just a few more questions to make sure that it's a good fit to get you signed up. The reason that we do that is because we want to be very selective and very intentional. Again, guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We only want people that are going to take action, that is going to take these teachings back to their organization. We're here to make a difference in the world. We want to change the way that management has been done. We know for 100% fact that the tools and the resources and the applications that are going to be brought to you in this workshop will be revolutionary. And we want to get you on board now. We really want you there in person, but we understand travel is sometimes a little complicated. So we will be offering a virtual experience through our Zoom links and channels. You'll be set up, you'll be able to speak, you'll be able to interact, and we'll help you build this out virtually. We're doing this because we don't want you to miss this opportunity. So if all of this applies to you, fill out the form, take action now. Do not let another quarter go by of you getting lackluster results. This stuff works, but you gotta take action now. Fill out the form. One of our millionaire advocates will be in touch shortly. I really appreciate your time today. If you have any additional questions before filling out the form, you can email advocate@disruptors.com. I look forward to seeing you there.